Hi, my name is Fred Penny. I'm a bass player. I've been playing for many years. I grew up in Brooklyn Heights, ironically enough, where Harry Chapin and his brothers grew up. I knew of the family. I used to rehearse in a studio called Brooklyn Heights Rehearsal and Recording Studios. And when I was 13 in 1975, had a little band and were rehearsing for a street fair. And ironically enough, the guy that owned Brooklyn Heights Rehearsal and Recording Studios knew Harry Chapin, and he happened to come by and see him visiting the neighborhood and family.
Harry happened to come by.
Yeah, he happened to come by. He was talking to his friend. He happened to hear us playing inside the studio and said, "Who's in there?" And he said, "A bunch of young kids that sound pretty good." He said, "You should go in and introduce yourself to them." And sure enough, we're playing in the middle of a song, and the guy opens the door, and he walks in, and I look at him and go, "Man, that looks like Harry Chapin." And then sure enough, as soon as we stopped playing, he said, "Hi, guys." He said, "I just want to introduce myself. I'm Harry Chapin. I loved what I heard. You mind if I sit in and hear a couple of songs?" And after that, I was always a Harry Chapin fan, always loved his song, Cats in the Cradle. So to have him walking like that out of the blue for us was a big shocker. And it was crazy because we were actually recorded in that studio and did a television show for CBS with a guy named Ron Dante who produced Barry Manilow.
Wow.
And it's actually on YouTube. If you search Hip Patches, you'll actually see the band that Harry got to see. And it's the show is Hip Patches, and the name of the band at the time was Silver Moon. So you should definitely check it out because those songs were songs we were rehearsing for that show when Harry came in to check us out.
In 1975.
In 1975.
And how old were you at the time?
I was 13.
So what was it like to have Harry Chapin walk in and then pay you a compliment?
I got to say, my father was in the music business, so he kind of knew some promoters and stuff, so I was fortunate enough to see some great shows as a kid, but never met any of them in person until Harry Chapin was my first, real big music star that I was aware of and knew of, and let's just face it, I was starstruck.
Yeah. And he was a regular guy, wasn't he?
The fact that he even came in and gave us his time and talked to us and gave us some great advice. And, be yourself. Don't let the star aspect, if you guys become big, remember who you are and where you came from. And to me, that's Harry Chapin in a nutshell.
And your favorite Harry Chapin song?
Oh, definitely Cats in the Cradle, but I could go on and on.
Yeah, what do you love about Cats in the Cradle?
Well, what's interesting is I kind of followed in my father's footsteps. So in essence, his words were speaking of my life. And because my father was a musician, and I followed in his footsteps. And it's ironic how when he was busy and couldn't be with us all the time, as I got older, it became the same way when I started touring. So therefore, I could relate to that song immensely.